friends, and welcome to another episode of the Urban Homesteading channel with Professor DIY, Mrs. DIY, and Elpida. If this is the first time you're visiting with us, I want to extend to you a very, very warm welcome. If you've been here before or you're one of our subscribers, welcome back. We appreciate you visiting again. If today is your birthday, we want to wish you a very, very, very happy birthday. So last week we built this beautiful table. Is that what we're calling it, a table?
Yes, it's a table.
And in the process of building it, it became even more apparent that we were aware that we need a better bench and better place to assemble things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in today's project, we're going to do just that. In today's project, we are going to enhance the workshop so our future project will be even better. For this project, what ended up happening worked fine because we wanted something rugged and outdoorsy. But you can see things are not level or flat or whatever you want to call them. Again, it doesn't make a difference for this project, but for future projects, it will make a difference. So let's go to the shop and we are going to talk about what we're going to do today. And here we are in the workshop, and as you can see, we've made a makeshift. We've been trying to address this problem for some time now, right? And we are simply not doing it very well. So,
Well, this makes a flat space. It's just not large enough for many of the projects we do.
and it is very much in the way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there are two options we have. Build a bench on casters that will be somewhere in the same space as this is, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then when we need access to this area, we move it, so it will be bigger than this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we move it this direction to access things there, and when we need to be in this area, we move it this direction to access things there, right?
Okay.
That's option one.
And potentially it could also go more back that way if we need more area here.
Right.
Okay.
So that's option one.
Uh-huh.
Option two will be to go there and put, we're the channel that designed the fold-down bench. Many other channels have copied us on that. But put a fold-down bench on this area. Right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now, if you come back around here, this metal Craftsman table actually goes over that.
Nobody can
Yeah.
see what that is. There's an actual tool chest there, and it fits exactly under here.
So this will go there, and that will create a nice area for us to be doing things there.
So the idea of this going there, meaning this is going to go against that wall, that
Right.
tool chest will fit in that space, and it'll be all there. And what about all the other stuff we see
We have to figure it out as we go along.
as we go along?
Cheers! So like most organization projects in the world, we started by taking things out, and here is the advantage of having everything on casters, right?
Plus having a deck now.
And now the shop looks really big.
Right. Look at this floor space. Oh my goodness.
And something tells me that Mrs. DIY will want to sweep here.
You think so?
I think so.
I don't know what would make you think that.
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean, we've done our best in getting everything that we could get to, but now there's a whole bunch that we couldn't get to before, so yeah, we'll probably take care of that.
We start by cutting the 4x4s as eventually will become the lengths for our bench to the appropriate length. I'm sorry, I need you up here to hold.
That's the staple there.
the same dimension.
Using my old Ryobi circular saw actually was a great idea, but I was out of batteries and I did not have enough battery power to complete these cuts, and as the battery was depleting, the saw would stall. Other than that, this was a great choice for this project.
We need a heavier.
Well, the heavier hammer is over there behind you. Got a heavier hammer for you.
I know, but right now,
Now you got it?
yeah. And what is the fastest way you think to get this cleaned up?
The fastest way?
Yeah.
The table saw.
No, the table saw cannot clean it at all.
Okay.
How? We're going to clean it with the table saw.
I don't know.
It is still long, you know, we cannot push them in. We need to make a
So
slit.
we're using some chisels to knock out these pieces. Or a chisel for these pieces, right?
Yeah.
This is the nice mess we've created in our newly cleaned shop.
All it's a soap.
And the professor has inhaled some sawdust.
Thank you.
You did it. So this is what we're going to do to clean these up, and then we'll come back and show you.
So once we cut through with the small circular saw to make the depth that we want, and we've knocked out the blocks that were like little slivers, now we've got to even those out to make sure we have a relatively smooth surface for the 2x4 that we're going to attach here.
And so they would
Right.
line up like this.
Right, and we want it to be flush with the edge. We want it to sit perfectly in this ledge. And right now, it's quite unlevel, so that's what we're using the chisels for.
So cleaning it up. Oh, our tarp's going to go flying.
Very sharp chisels make for a very good cleaner.
So, because we're going to have a shelf, we're also going to create a dado here. This is towards the end, right? We created the first dado on the top, and that is flush with our top, right? And then we're going to create another dado here, right?
Okay.
Yeah, it cannot be here. Because So here we are. We have a nice decent fitment here. This will be our top and this will be our bottom. And as you can see, this will make a very, very strong support for our beds, right? Now you can take it an extra step and go on the other side of the board. We decided not to do that.
Right.
We think it's not necessary. We hope we're correct,
Okay.
right?
Right. But the notches that we did came out really well.
Against our best tries of not having the right equipment and having really old blades and what else we did
We
wrong.
mixed. Oh, the battery's running out.
And batteries running out, you know.
Right, but we still made it work.
Yeah. So what are we doing here?
We're screwing.
Excellent.
What you're hearing there is the bit slipping on the head because they're very specific, a star head, and this bit is getting worn out. But what we have done is connect one side of one post, the cross beams for one of the sides of the table. And then we have to adjust, and we'll come over here and bring this one out and do the same thing.
All right. Well, you can see this confabulation here is why we need a longer table, right?
Confabulation, yeah.
Yeah, because this is just large enough to look large, but small enough that we cannot do any reasonable size
So you
projects.
can see it's hanging off by a couple of feet here.
And we have to be creative with our extension systems, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have one side done. We're going to do the other side the same way, and we'll be right back.
Okay, so to help align this board, we have a clamp, which is coming from the outside here. Oops. And it just comes top and bottom, which aligns with this 2x4,
So we don't need anyone to hold it,
right, to align with this one.
okay?
And then we can come from the inside and put the screws here. Back it out just a little bit so you can see this is one corner. This is the inside corner.
Take it out.
There you go. And as you can see, sometimes the board likes to pull away from the other one, so if you just back it out and put it back in, it'll pull back together. And here we go. That's the second one. And again, this is just a preference for us. You can actually put them in here. You can have them on the outside. We've just decided we want them on the inside here of this post. We're going to do the other one, and then we'll proceed with the bottom ones. So I just wanted to show a better shot of how the clamp is supporting this board on the outside, because I was kind of over the top of it before. And so then it comes up here, goes around the top, and as you can see, supports it from top and bottom, fully aligned so that we can put the boards in place.
Try it first before we record. Okay, so let's record this now.
It's recorded.
Okay.
And this
But we didn't
just,
say anything.
well, so what we did was put the clamps in place, have them just tightened to either side of the board. You can go ahead and pull that out if you want. And then the board just slides right into place.
Like a shelf holding it up.
Yep. And I'll tap this a little bit just so that it comes in. And then we're ready to go.
So this is upside down now, and we're going to install the casters. These are casters we just happen to have, and if we find them not satisfactory, we're going to beef them up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going with this for now.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Okay. So,
And as you see, these do have brakes on it, which is very important when you have a big table like this, because you don't want it moving out while you're working on a project. You want to be able to set those and have it stay stable. And the screws that we're using, the heads would actually go through this hole, so we're putting some washers there to keep them in place. Excellent. So now we have 3 more wheels to install.
so we're using the same trick for the supports. As you can see, we're holding the with clamps. We finished installing the casters.
Can't see if it's centered.
Here are all the casters.
Go that way just a second.
And because we're upside down,
There you go.
we use 2x3s for the supports. So we're going to be flush on the top surface where the actual finished material will be. We start at the bottom so we don't have to turn it over and over again.
2x3s instead of 2x4s for these supporting ones, we want to make sure that because we're upside down, that they are actually level with the bottom, so that when we flip it, it's level with the top, and that helps support the top.
And we went with 2x3s both for weight
And for cost.
and for cost, yes.
Yep. Yep.
So we have turned it up the right side, correct? And now our supports have to be flush with the top, because this is our top actually, right? So here is creative use of the 1, 2, 3 blocks, one of the things you really need in your workshop. We use them for quite a lot of things, right? And that way we know we're flush with the top. That's exactly 1 inch, right? And this is 2.5 inches.
Yep.
So that gives us 3.5 inches, which means a 2x4.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, all of those measurements
strange
made
math.
sense.
Okay.
But that's going to support it correctly so that they are flush, and then our top will be flush.
Right.
Okay.
Excellent. So here's the structure of our bench. Again, it's very easily movable, right?
We like that.
Yeah, and it has very nice, easy locks. And I really think, I thought initially maybe the casters are too small, and if they are, we're going to replace them, right? But
Right.
looking at how easy it moves, I think it will be fine, right? What do you guys think?
Yeah, but it's not weighted down yet.
So the next step will be a top. And here you can do a lot of different things. We went with a fairly inexpensive top because this is a little bit of a proof of concept for us, right?
Right. So if you decided to do a different top, that would be very easy to remove,
Right.
easily removed, to put a different top. So if you wanted to do a plywood or some
Right.
other something.
And part of the reason we did it the way we were going to show you was for cost. And the other part, this is a proof of concept for us, right? So we can easily remove it and replace it with something.
Proof.
Well, we didn't finish. We didn't start building something on it to make it proof. But anyway, we're going to put the top on and we're going to be right back with you. Well, friends, here we are. This is our finished project. And ladies,
Here we
what do
are
you
where we
think?
always are.
Yeah, we always are. What do you think, ladies?
I like it.
It is a nice flat surface,
So our finished top size is 4 feet by 6 feet.
right? And the limitation of that was the size of our shop, right?
The size of our truck.
No, the size of our shop, really.
Yeah. We could have gone 8 feet, but we didn't want it to be too close of a fit with everything else that has to go in here.
Right.
But also the 4 feet by 6 feet fit inside the truck without having to have it open or anything like that.
But we can agree, I think, that this is a vast improvement over what we had before.
So going from this basically 4 feet by 2 feet or so to 4 feet wide by 6 feet long.
And if we decided we want something more substantial for a top, we can always add one, right? And in fact, we can even add a bigger top if we wanted to,
Yeah, we could.
right?
Bigger or thicker or whatever.
Right, because everything is,
Right.
this is a very good build.
Or you could even just put something, another layer on top of this
Right.
to make it thicker, but without adding
That's what I mean, you don't even have to
substantial.
remove this.
Right. And then so we have a bottom that we
Yeah,
haven't
bottom.
quite finished. And what is your thought process on that?
Well, you never have enough storing space, right? So we can store, we haven't decided what we're going to put there, but we can definitely store
Tools.
things there. Yeah,
Tools or links of wood or whatever that we have in the shop, because we have a lot of stuff in the shop.
yeah. Well, friends, this concludes our episode for today, and we hope you did enjoy it. Oh, we didn't talk about cost. The material cost us around $50.
Okay.
It was the most expensive part was the top. It was $14 for the 4x8 or 8x4, and you can go up to $40 or $50 just for the top if you wanted to.
Depending on the thickness and,
Right, but
and
for
what
us-
you use.
This is great, and it is very stout. I mean, right? I mean, as you can see, it is very strong. So then we bought 6 2x4s at $3.50, and 3 2x3s.
Yeah.
And
And
this is the material. Plus, we use a lot of 4x4s we had around, sitting around. If you were to buy
Yeah.
the 4x4s, you know,
so the 4x4s were at zero cost. No, we did buy one.
we bought one. Yeah.
And I don't know what that cost was, but we had enough for 3 of these. And then you also had the casters already, so that's why the cost is lower than.
But I think with the casters, and if you have to buy the 4x4s, you're probably looking at $100, which is still not a bad deal.
Right, for a table this size.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, we'd appreciate a thumbs up. If you didn't, hit the other button twice. Share, like, subscribe. Let us know what else you might want to watch at future episodes of the Urban Homesteading channel. For Professor DIY, Mrs. DIY, and Elpida, farewell, friends.